Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wow, this is good. I'm going to switch it up in just a minute. We'll be getting started any minute now, everyone. And this should be pretty interesting. And Miss Gigi, Health Weight and Real Talk, Miss Pamela, thank you all for joining me this morning for this conversation, for this stream, shall we say. Thank you. I'm going to go make my maraca and I'll be right back. I mean my maraca, my macarate. How y'all doing this morning? Good morning, Curlin M. Good morning, Rob Rob. Good to see you over here this morning. I'll be getting started right after this song. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to all of my new supporters, and welcome back to all of my returning supporters. So, honestly, I really didn't want to talk about Fantasia, actually. Oh, who was that artist? Hold on a second. That artist previously was. Hold on, Rob. Let me tell you. Oh gosh darn it. Sarah Aranoda. And these sounds are provided by Epidemic Sounds is providing the music. This royalty-free music. Okay, so I honestly did not want to talk about Fantasia, because reporting on celebrities and talking about what other people do really is not what I want my channel to be about. It's really just not what I'm into. Um, I love Fantasia as an artist. I have definitely enjoyed some of her music, but I don't keep up with celebrities like that unless I know you. I don't really just keep up. But I did find that it was important to have this conversation because a lot of other people actually do keep her. A lot of other people actually do keep up with celebrities, and a lot of people mold their lives after celebrities. They look up to them for their tips, on romance, education, things like that, especially when it comes to status, right? And so, uh, I kind of couldn't get away from it. It seemed like everywhere I turned, everyone was still talking about Fantasia and submission. So I said, well, maybe it's a big deal and maybe I should address it because maybe people are not seeing enough of submissiveness in their own real lives, or they're not having these kind of conversations in their real lives that they can't help but focus on celebrities. So here we are, Miss Gigi. They are real people, exactly. Health, weight, and real talk. I think the black community put too much of their focus on celebrities. I really agree. Health, weight, and real talk. Like honestly, like I totally do not understand this obsession with celebrities. So, or they expect from everyone, or they expect it from everyone, and it's not how it works. Shalom, Gap Talk Media. So, first of all, let me say this. I agree with Fantasia perspective 100%. And while I did not listen to the entire video, I listened to what she had to say about submission and her meeting her now husband. And I have to say, like it's just really spot on. And then, in support of what she said, her husband and her did a post together on Instagram. So I'm actually going to play that as well. But I'll offer this perspective here for the sisters that are being combative when it comes to the idea and the concept of submission. I have to ask the question of what is it that you really want? What is it that we really want? Because I have looked, I really have looked, and I don't see white women, I don't see Hispanic women, I don't see non-black women complaining about the lack of protection and the lack of provision, like Black women, like the American Black woman. I honestly don't see it. And while I'm not saying that they're perfect, I'm not saying that they don't have any complaints, but I don't, I mean, and listen, I don't see it publicly, and I don't see it in the masses as what I see it with our own people. And granted, I do not trust mainstream media. Mainstream media is not our friend. Mainstream media has a way of spinning things, and there's social engineering and a lot of things going on, behind the scenes, and how they construct things, right? And how they put things in the text and put it in front of our faces. And that part I get. Nevertheless, even with that, I still don't see our complaint as the American Black woman the way that I see it in masses, the way we have it with the non-blacks. So, good morning, Six Figure Days. So, part of that, it needs to be understood that part of that has to do with a certain level of degree of respect and submissiveness to their men, that for whatever reason the American Black woman has been pushed, has been taken away, and has strayed away from, right? And it's quite possible that this whole Miss Independent is quite possible, but it's quite possible that this whole being strong, it's quite possible that this whole strong and independent is working and has worked against the American Black woman, and not only that, but to a huge detriment. You know, I know that a lot of American Black women, and I can only, when it comes to some things, I can only speak about the American Black woman and the American Black male anyway, because I may mingle and I may socialize and I may network with non-blacks, but they are not a part of my personal socialization. So yes, I rely on my men in family. Exactly. So I can speak, greatly about that. So what I'm saying here is this, right? Is when it comes to being this strong and independent, how this may have really worked against us, and how we may have taken this on and not really understood that some of the things that we do as women, as mature women, as grown-ups, it's really just about, it's what you do as an adult, right? You're supposed to pay your bills. As a grown woman, you are supposed to pay your bills, period. That's what grown-ups do, right? Being able to do that, even going to school, getting a higher education, making the most out of your life, is what you're supposed to do as a grown-up and as an individual. But as women, we must understand, and it may have somehow gotten mixed up. I don't know. I don't know where. Maybe the elders around you failed. And I'm going to say around you, because I'm not going to put myself in there, because my elders around me did not fail me in that. So I'm not going to, in this instance, I'm not going to say failed us. However, as a whole, maybe we were failed. Maybe they failed us as a whole, right? So what I'm saying here is this, right? Is without submission, without your willingness to submit to your husband, to a man, what inspiration does he have to protect you? What inspiration does he have to provide for you? It honestly would be no point. What do you bring to the table if you can't bring submission and a willingness to submit? What do you bring to the table besides your vagina? And if you think that your vagina is enough, you are gravely and sadly mistaken. If you think that your looks are enough, you are gravely and sadly mistaken. Let me tell you why you are gravely and sadly mistaken to think that your looks would be enough. If a man only relied upon your looks, you'd better not have any kind of tragic incident because you can't afford to have one. You can't afford to get into a car accident that affects your body or your looks or your ability to move around. You can't afford to gain weight. You can't afford to lose weight. You can't afford these moderations and these alterations and these changes. And you can't afford what naturally happens. You can't afford natural life changes because all you're bringing to the table is your superficial being. There is no value in your superficial being, or it is limited and conditional value on your superficial being. The reason you can't rely on just your vajay being enough is because guess what? I know this is going to seem, far-fetched, probably hard to receive, but every woman has a vagina. Brace yourself. I know that that's not easy to hear. I know you don't want to believe that, that you have something in common with every other woman, but you do. Every woman has a vagina. And quiet is kept. Quiet is kept. Every woman thinks her vagina is golden. I said it. You thought it was just you, right? I know. Me saying that is like I have been reading your journal, right? Like I've been reading your diary, like I have been stalking you and following you around, like I know your every thought. I get it. No, but I haven't. No. I haven't. I have no idea what's in your diary. Right, Miss Gigi, right. What you say, mine? No, but really, mine. No, seriously, mine. No, really. No, mine. No, for real. Mine. Mine. Right. So you even have some women who are more competitive with their vagina than others are. So, okay, listen. So you just thinking that you having a vagina is enough? No. It's not enough. I don't care if you go get it tightened up. I don't care, what you do. Okay, I don't care. Every woman has a vagina, and every woman's vagina has some amount of power to it. Oh my gosh, I know, you wasn't ready to hear that. I know that's not. You don't want that to be true, but it is true. You do not own the all-powerful puss. You don't. You do not corner the market on the all-powerful puss. You don't. You don't have the best. You don't have the best puss. You don't. I'm sure you have, Miss Gigi. Right? So if that's all you bring to the table for a man, right? You're really not bringing anything to the table. You're not bringing anything to the table that is solid. First of all, your unwillingness to submit means you're not even bringing your divine and your divine femininity at its baseline. You're not even bringing that. Because while the female is able to do a lot of other things in this world, and while our energies can be used for a lot of different things, right? At its base, line at the core of who we are, we nurture around us. We nurture within us. We submit when we submit to energy, our own energy, in order for it to intertwine well with masculine energy, it has to be submissive. We have to understand that the reason why we want their protection is because their energy is supposed to be a stronger power, a stronger energy than ours when it comes to physicalities. There are certain things that the masculine energy can do and is supposed to do that is not meant for us. It's not meant for us. We're not supposed to be out here, honestly, like wrestling. Just because we can doesn't mean we're supposed to, and it doesn't mean that we should. It doesn't. We shouldn't be out here, laying the ground in construction. No, we shouldn't do it. Just because we can do it doesn't mean that we should do it. But when you say that I can do everything a man can do, I don't need a man to do this and to do that, you are really saying you don't need a man. And if you don't need a man, you don't deserve a man. And if you don't need a man, you don't deserve a man's protection. You don't deserve a man's provision. But I think that there must be something that the American Black woman hears about submission that makes her feel so combative towards it and about it. And granted, now I'm going to give my own disclaimer, okay? I'm going to throw the disclaimer out there. It's not every woman. This does not pertain to every American Black woman. Not every American Black woman is against submission. Not every American Black woman is anti Black male, American Black male. Not every American Black woman wants to be so strong and so independent that she does not welcome the guidance of a man and her man. So the disclaimer is out there. I don't need anyone coming from my neck talking about reigning woman is against the women and yada, yada, yada. I'm for us. Good morning, my friend Complex Design. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So back to the negative connotation that must be heard and must be felt when the American Black woman overall hears submission. I think that is the thing that needs to be addressed. Now, quite honestly, I'm not prepared to go into that part because frankly, I don't have a lot of those conversations because the women in my family We are submissive women. So, and even in my personal relationships, in my close friendships, a majority of the women around me, we are submissive type women. And this is whether we have a man or not. This is a part of our character. You know what I'm saying? And so, and this is something that I talk to the younger ladies around me about. So I really have not heard enough of the negative connotation that people are getting or hearing that makes them just get so combative about the word submission. I think in part women feel like, and the key word here is think. I think in part the American Black woman has felt uncovered for so long, and that she's had to go out here and prove herself, or she's had to go out here and compete so much, or she's had to do so much on her own that now it's like, okay, I really can't, I got this. But we hear all too well how you really don't, and how overall we don't have this. Because if we had this, we would not be complaining every single time an American Black woman is attacked somewhere. We would not be crying out, the Black man does not protect us. And I'm going to be frank about when it comes to this whole protection thing. Let me tell you, I frankly, as a woman, and a woman who loves the men around her, I'm not willing to lose the men that I love to to a situation behind a random American Black woman or a woman, period. See, I want all of the men. I want my father, my brothers, if I was married. I want my husband. I want my man. I want my sons. I want all my cousins, everyone. I want all of the men that I love, even my friends. I want all of the men that I love to come home. Because, see, to be honest, there are a lot of situations that the American Black woman gets herself into that could have been avoided, or she instigated, or she reacted, or shall we say overreacted, or she was just out of place, or she's just too tough. I mean, and I'm not trying to come down hard on my sisters, but this is a reality. You know, when you have women, like grown women, you have grown women that are willing to fight in the streets. You have grown women that teach their daughters, and are okay with their daughters rolling around, in the streets, or on the schoolyard, like animals and fighting, and who are eager to see them on TV shows like Love and Hip Hop, and I don't know some of the others. You guys can help me out. But those reality TV shows, acting a complete fool for a dollar or for nothing. Sometimes just for attention. You have you have females that don't want to listen to anyone around them. And so you don't want to listen to anyone around you, but you want random people to protect you. I want all of the men that I love to come back home. There will be wrath to pay if any of mine don't come home because of a random woman doing something, putting her life in jeopardy to where the men around me felt like they had to come and protect and defend, because the men in my family are also protectors. The men in my family are providers and they are protectors. So if they don't come home because of some random woman, if y'all don't hear me stirring my macaroon, please forgive me. Hold on a second. By the way, so I heated up my macaroon, made it like into macaroon tea, and it's delicious, along with my collagen powder and my coconut oil. So excuse me, hold on a second. Okay, so when I think about how so many people, though, especially the American black woman seems to worship celebrity love, don't they? Don't they, y'all? I mean, is it me? They be like hashtag, what is it? Hashtag marriage goals, hashtag relationship goals, hashtag black love goals, hashtag level up, hashtag winning, hashtag. I want a man like that. I want a husband like that. But do you not realize that every celebrity relationship that you admire and you desire and you worship, there is a level and a degree of respect and submission? Do you think, now I know some people think that Russ Wilson, isn't that his name, y'all? Ciara's husband? Hold on, I don't want to be out here just saying his name wrong, but I think his name is Russell Wilson. I'm telling you, I don't keep up like that. Although I am subscribed to his channel. Yes, okay, Russell Wilson. So, do you all think that Ciara is out here just doing whatever in the hell she wants to do? Do you think that she is just talking slick to Russell Wilson? I know some people, some men think that Russell Wilson was a simp for wifing her up. But do you think for 1 minute that Russell Wilson is letting Ciara just do whatever in the hell she wants to do without there being any kind of conversation, communication, any kind of consequences? You would have to be a fool to think that. Because as fly as Ciara is, she is replaceable. He may not get another Ciara, but he could get another woman. See, and the reason why I say he may not get another Ciara, not because of how she looks or because of her status, but because there's only one Ciara. I'm not going to try to play her light. I'm not going to play her celebrity status light. I'm not going to play her light as a woman. So he's not going to get another Ciara. But can he get another fly, talented woman? Another fly, talented, feminine woman? He absolutely can. As a matter of fact, he can have one. He can upgrade from her. Exactly. As a matter of fact, he could have one trained to his liking because he has all of the funds and the resources to do so. So don't be thinking she leveled up, right? But she leveled up without any changes, without any submission, without any adjusting. Oh no. Matter of fact, I'm subject to believe that she had a lot of adjusting to do. I'm prone to believe that she had a lot of submitting to do. And while he does support her, and you can tell that he does, he can tell he supports Ciara 100%. He supports her craft. He supports her as a woman. He supports her with her child, her previous child. Like, he's supportive. He's not insecure about her being around other people, not the least bit. And let me tell you, that is not the signs of a simp. That is not the look or the actions of a simp. But there are some things, listen, but there are some things that Sierra might do. But there are some things that Sierra might do that your man may not want you to do. Your man may not be okay with. And if you try to, as a woman and as his woman, if you try to compare yourself to Sierra and compare him to Russell because of what you want, well, what you have done is you have disrespected that man. And you have pretty much let him know that he is not good enough, and what you want is more important than what he wants. And if what you want is more important than what he wants, then you don't need to be with him, and he don't need you. He does not need you, because remember, he can get a J, and he can get superficial elsewhere. You don't corner the market on superficial beauty. There's always someone better looking than you. Always. There's always someone smarter than you. Always. There's always someone more educated than you. Always. See, no matter how much you have and what you bring to the table, listen, there is always somebody somewhere that can beat you out, that can top you. So you can't compare your relationship and what happens in another relationship to your own or the one that you desire. That is a false expectation. That is one way to have a false expectation. One way. The same thing with like Fantasia, since we're talking about, Fantasia and her statements. The same thing with Fantasia. So she admitted that she had to submit. She had to back down and back up. She had to learn from him. But she was willing to do so. She recognized, she took responsibility of her own life and her own choices. And she said, look, I was messed up. Sometimes there are a lot of people, both men and women, that don't want to acknowledge that they're messed up. Right? But she admits, she's like, look, I made a lot of bad choices. I'm messed up. I have a lot of things going on, with me. I've had these experiences growing up. Like, she just opened up like that. And she said one good thing, one key thing though, too. She said, first, she gave it all to God. And I love that she said that. And with this being the Sabbath, that also fit into my conversation, because I'm trying to really manage how I do my Saturdays. But anyway, another story. So she first gave it to God. Listen, y'all, both men and women, but ladies, listen, we have to understand. Don't you know that there are some things that another individual cannot do for you? Cannot. In their perfect state, there are some things that a man cannot ever do for you, ever. No human being, there are some things that no human being can do for you ever. There is some work that is only the work for the master, the true master teacher, the most high. If you always just go to your girlfriends, if you always just go to your family, if you always just go to other human beings, you're not getting the completion and the healing and the deliverance that you really need to overcome and to get through and to be whole. Because these people are people just like you. Every last single one of us are flawed. Listen, flawed. On our best day, we're flawed. But we let society put so many things in front of us that we are distracted from the one and only true being that understands absolutely everything about us, that understands everything that ever happened to us, that understands our beginning and already knows our end. We let so many things distract us and deter us from running to Him. And if you want to call Him a her, but I do believe that God is both man and woman, both masculine and feminine. So if you refer to the Most High, relate to the Most High as a her, so be it. But if you're not running to Him, her, if you're, but the masculine rules. So if you're not running to Him with your issues, all you're doing is dragging issue after issue to another individual and expecting and thinking that they have to accept it. And guess what? They don't. They really don't. Expecting them to fix it, and they can't. Now, men love to fix things. That's what men do, right? You give a man a problem, men love to fix things. That's right. That's why men, when a man asks what's wrong, he's asking not because he just want to hear you go off, or he's not asking because he wants to just, have a conversation, because most men don't like to talk that much anyway. Most men don't like to talk like women like to talk. Okay? I don't care. I don't care how much they love you. I don't care how much they respect you. I don't care. Most men don't like to talk the way women like to talk. Okay? Okay. Another conversation. But when they ask you what's wrong, because you might be being passive aggressive. You might be walking around with an attitude, lips all tight, slamming doors or something, stomping around the house. Not that I know anything about any of these things. I'm just saying. But they're asking what's wrong so that whatever you say, they can try to fix it. Whether it be because they want to watch the game, whether it be because they may want to hang out later on that night without you, or whether they just want to get this, peace in the house. Maybe they just want peace in the house, which most men really do want peace in the house. So they are willing to try to fix it if they can fix it, if for no other reason, so they can have peace in the house. Exactly. And that is tension in the house they want to stop. Exactly, Topaz Star. And by the way, welcome. Exactly. So they want to fix it. But they can't fix you. So you can tell them what's wrong. right? You can tell them what's wrong, but accept that they may not be able to fix it. I would take peace in my home over a struggle relationship any and every day. I know that's right, complex. Exactly. It's a good topic that no one else focused on for interview. Thank you, Topaz. And so sometimes as women, you have to be able to communicate that to the man. You have to let him know, like, like if you're crying or something, and the reason why you're crying, or if you're upset about something, because okay, so let's talk about emotional. Because we are emotional beings, we don't need a whole lot of time for us to get emotional. And oftentimes we really don't need a reason. We do not, but give us one, that's extra. But we really don't need a reason to be upset. We don't need a reason to cry or reason to be. We don't need a reason. We don't need a reason to get angry. We don't, because the way our minds work, we can be upset and disturbed by something that's happening to someone else. But the man don't know that. He does not know that. And even if we tell him, he may not understand why we are bothered all up in our feelings about something that has to do with somebody else. So he can't fix that. He can't. And because he can't fix it, we shouldn't get upset with him and start yelling at him or getting into, some kind of combative disagreement and try to make him see things our way, when that's not how they're geared. That's not how they're made. But at least if we tell him, I'm upset about this or something going on, you can't fix it. At least he can have the peace of mind knowing that it's not him. Topaz Star, I must read your comment. Sometimes I just feel it and can't explain or don't know why unless I sit and figure it out. I usually get alone to figure it out so I can explain. Alone time is key. 100% Topaz Star 81. Bingo. Bingo. So this is not how they're made, guys. This is not how the man is made. This is how we are made. But when we can have it structured, like when we understand that, right? We won't be so hesitant, or we should not be so hesitant to do what Topaz 31 said, to get alone, to take that alone time. Because you can pray and be in communication with the Most High without you using any words. Just being silent, just being alone, you can get there. And you can get the answers, but you can also become much more sensitive and much more intuitive. So guess what? So it can help you, but at the same time, it makes you even more sensitive. But it's good sensitivity once you begin to learn. Once we begin to learn and understand that we too are able to manage and master our emotions, if we can only be honest about them and identify them as they come up, instead of trying to put them on someone else, and instead of trying to hide them or deny them. But if we won't even bring that, what is the point of you having a man? Would his provision of any kind? And going back to provision, this whole competition thing, right? You should never make your man feel like you are in competition with him, Miss Strong and Independent. You cannot and should not compete with your man. You are supposed to be a team. A team. So Fantasia admitted to all these things and taking it to God and praying and allowing herself to be ready, right? And allowing herself to listen to him. And now also there was a physical attraction. Okay, he was not a mud duck and he didn't think she was a mud duck. But physical attraction is only a beginning. It can never be the end. Never be the end. Or it'll end fast and usually destructively. So when he came and he told her, look, you stand down. I got this. I got this. She had to go somewhere and get it together so that she could really receive and understand that, yes, he got this. But don't think for 1 minute at any time that Fantasia can get comfortable and just start running amok and doing what she want to do because now she got, let's say 3 years from now, she's like, she has another album, it's booming, it's just blowing the charts off the Billboard, it's blowing the Billboard charts, right? She's touring, they may not spend as much time together, maybe he can come, I'm not really sure, I've got to look and see what his job is, but but they're not there together 100%, right? Don't think for 1 minute she can get comfortable and just do something all the way raunchy and ratchet or something that is not within the guidelines of his of his of his leadership of their household, and there will not be any consequences or any recourse. See, you really cannot have your cake and eat it too. And maybe too many of us have too much cake anyway, but that's another story, another story. I digress. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You have got to. We have got to. You heard me? You heard that, Gigi? You have got to be willing to stand down, calm down. You are going to be either lonely or continually complaining. Because even if you are in a relationship, even if you are married, if you are not submissive and your man desires submissiveness and he's only sticking around for the kids or because of his own values, so he's not going to put you away or whatever, but he doesn't spend a lot of time with you, or he goes off and just does his own thing and you have no idea what's happening, you don't have the same kind of stories, you're wondering why some of the women at your job have different love stories or the anniversary celebration is different from yours, you're wondering why. Because just having a man for the sake of having a man and having a woman for the sake of just having a woman is not a happy and healthy and flourishing relationship. So if you're constantly complaining, that might be a reason why you have a constant complaint. Good morning, Monica Mo Justice. Good morning. It's good to see you over here with me this morning. But that might be why you have a constant complaint. If you're wondering, if you're wondering why all of your relationships end bad and the men are constantly telling you that you have a bad attitude, it's your attitude, it's your attitude, it's your attitude. Everybody can't be wrong. Everybody? No, 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 no. Everybody can't be wrong. So you really should take some time to reflect upon that. Take some time to take a look at your family, right? And how your mom is with your father, your grandparents are, and the other relationships around you, growing up. Do a comparison of, or not a comparison, do an observation of their connection, the communication. Do an observation of the connection, the connection. And if you see something that is missing, rather than lashing out, take some time to be alone and reflect on what you see is missing and how that applies to you. Okay, hold on a second. Let me go turn on my air. Hold on. Sometimes it's like having the sun directly in my house because it gets so hot, period, in Texas. So when the sun is all the way up. But take some time, to do that, right? And then understand that submission is your first line of defense in your man protecting you. Because if you're submitting, that means you're willing to listen to him. Yes, Topaz Star, I'm in Texas. You're in Texas too? Yes, girl. Yes, I was outside the other day with this little short romper, and honey, I could not believe that we're supposed to be in the fall already. I'm telling you. Flip-flops, sandals, and a short romper. And I was still hot. I don't like being that hot. Okay, so the first line of defense is his instructions. I'm in Houston. I'm in the Houston area. Okay, so take for example, I don't know if you all seen the video that went viral where this young lady was at a gas station and she was surrounded by a whole lot of men, a whole lot of, well, I don't know if I want to call them men, but a whole lot of males, right? She had her little flip-flops, like a little, well, it wasn't little, but she had on like a form-fitting dress, and she got out of her car, and she's just surrounded by all these guys, and they talking about pimping. They're trying to holler. Clearly they were not your upstanding males of society. Okay, clearly they were the hoodlums. Okay, they were the hoodlums, and it was later told that her boyfriend had instructed her, had asked her, had told her, however you want to put it, not to go to that gas station at that time of night. And there was another gas station in close range. Now, I don't know what kind of activity may be or may not be that's similar to this one, because if they're in the same area, I can't imagine that it'd be that big of a difference, but I don't know, maybe. But the point is that her boyfriend advised her not to go. And she went anyway. His guidance is his first line of defense. That's his first line of protection. His ability to provide instruction is his first line of provision. Thank you, bingo. If I have a boyfriend, I'm not going anywhere at night. He would be doing that. Should have listened. What was the vid for? Exactly. Exactly. So, let me see. I'm not good at screen sharing on StreamYard yet, and I don't want to mess up this stream trying to figure that out. So, but let me see if I can find the link. Can one of the mods, can you find that link? Gigi, can you see if you can find that link to that video? But yes, first of all, your gas tank should not be so low that you feel like you need to go to the gas station late at night, number one. Number two, there is zero reason for a woman to be out late at night anyway, period, at a gas station. It can wait. But first and foremost, your boyfriend told you not to go, and you went anyway. Now, what if she had called her boyfriend and told him to come up here? These guys have been messing with me. Or what if he was passing by and saw that she was at the gas station and went over there to confront those guys? And what if a confrontation takes place and somebody gets hurt, even worse, gets killed? Now what? It's cool. I was curious because record for what should be a need. Shouldn't be a need, right? A lot of women have this. You can't tell me what to do, how to do it. Exactly. Exactly. When it comes to men, yes, he can. Exactly. Exactly. I'm willing, I'm willing to listen to things even outside of it being about men, you know? Um, My neighbor down the street. One time I was going to the mailbox. I have a community mailbox. So I was walking down to the mailbox and my neighbor saw me down the street and he said, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm going to the mailbox." And he was like that? And I'm like what? And he said, "Those are not the right kind of shoes to go to the mailbox." So I had on some flip-flops, right? And what he was telling me was, if you're going to walk to the mailbox, you need to at least have on tennis shoes because you just never know. So guess what I did? I have not gone to the mailbox in flip flops again. Sure did not. Sure did not. Matter of fact, turn around. My cousin, was it last Thanksgiving? No, not last Thanksgiving. Yeah, last Thanksgiving with my family, right? So my cousin, as I was getting ready to leave, my cousin's boyfriend asked me where was I going because he thought I said I was getting ready to go home and I was talking about my route. And he thought that I said I was going to make another stop, right? And it was late at night. It was like what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And so he looked at me and he was like, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going home." He said, "Oh, I thought you said you was going somewhere else. Like, I'm about to find out where you going." And so, and he wasn't playing, like he was serious, like he wanted to know, But he was asking for my concern, right? So let me tell you what I told him. And this is so true. I said, "Listen, One thing is for sure, because I know you care, I would not make a pit stop, and you won't know that I'm making a pit stop because I know you care. Welcome, sunshine, peoples and fam. Thank you, Miss Gigi. I appreciate that so much. So, I mean, it's little things, y'all, like that, you know. So they might advise you about something that you're wearing, you know, some clothes that you have on that might not be appropriate. It may not be appropriate for where you're going. It may not be appropriate for you as a woman, you know, as a young lady, or it may not be appropriate for your reflection of him. And if you have this attitude, well, I mean, he can't tell me anything. He can't tell me anything. Well, you can't tell him to protect you. You can't tell him that he should provide for you because you are out here just trying to do everything on your own. Good morning, Cool Jen. Look, I received that in advance, sunshine. We received that in advance. So, where was I before though? Because I wanted to go back to, so the confrontation with this young lady had her husband or had her boyfriend gone to that gas station and there been a confrontation where someone got hurt or even worse, dead. What would she have to say for herself, y'all? And what about his family? And then he's not even her husband, he is just a boyfriend. But now let's talk about this just a boyfriend. For some reason, some American black women feel like they can wait to listen and communicate appropriately with a man until after they're married. But no, darlings, you are highly deceived. She would say nothing can pay the victim. Exactly. Health, weight, and real talk. Exactly. Listen, you don't submit after the ring. You submit before the ring. If you can't submit before the ring, not only do you not deserve the ring, but should you get the ring, you don't deserve anything extra. Seriously. Marriage is not for practice. But people want to treat it like that. Good morning. Welcome, third degree burns. But people want to treat it like that. No. And you know what? I think a lot of American black women are in love with the idea or infatuated with the idea of being married and having a husband than what they are with really wanting to be a wife. Being a wife comes with a huge responsibility. Huge responsibility. It's not just waking up, having sex, or making love, cooking, and hanging out with your husband all day. No. And if that's what you think it is, you are sadly misled, deceived, and gravely wrong. You are incorrect. This is a life. I'm married and have 6 children. It's a huge, huge responsibilities. Exactly. Exactly, cool, Jen. You desire a wife. Exactly. It's not just waking up, hanging out with your girlfriends, flashing off your ring. It's not just this big ceremony that you invite everyone over, catch the bouquet, let everybody celebrate. Oh, you're in love. No, y'all, marriage is so much bigger than that. Good morning, Mahogany Roots and MJ. is so much huger than that. So you can't afford to play the dating lightly, relationship lightly, and think that you're not going to then play the marriage lightly. And you can't expect that it's going to be all peaches and roses every single day just because you exist. That's not the case. Listen, I need to go warm up my maca root. I'll be right back because it's not good. Once you heat it, it's not good once it starts to get cold. So hold on a second. Listen to this song, and I'll be right back, everyone. Okay, my maca root is warmed up now. So back to this submission thing, right? And marriage being a responsibility. Listen, ladies, here's something else, right? If you don't want to submit and you're not going to be protected by the American black male, one thing that you should do is always be prepared to protect and defend yourself. Because not only are you not entitled to a random man's protection in this climate, especially in a climate of Me Too, you're more than likely going to see more situations where you're not going to have it. And not only that, chances are, if you have that kind of attitude, chances are you are likely to put yourself in positions where you will need protection anyway. So I want to suggest that for you ladies that don't want to submit and the idea just sounds so degrading to you, I would like to advise you to be sure to go to the range and get you a license to shoot. I want to suggest that you learn how to use a gun and keep it with you at all times if you're in that kind of a state. Also, invest in mace. And actually, women, these are not bad tips for effort for anyone. Like everyone should, be able to defend themselves if need be without overreacting. But better safe than sorry. But back to also, it's not you don't practice in marriage, right? If a man can't tell you something while you're dating, even while you're in the getting to know phase, you're just you're really in my opinion, you're just really asking for trouble. You're asking for more men, for more American black men to not want to have anything to do with you, and in some cases, the American Black woman in general. So once again, if they're always saying it's your attitude, you have a bad attitude. Everyone's saying you have a bad attitude, you have a bad attitude. You need to really check, reflect, and check your own attitude. But now let's talk about men. Have something. Have a way about you that speaks of and to your leadership and your confidence in yourself and what you do as a man. That is so strong that the women around you recognize it and recognize that that provision and that protection is already present, to where submissiveness is command. There's a stand, there's a demand for submission. And for the women around you or the women that you approach that are not willing to yield and can't yield, when you have anything at all to do with them, it doesn't have to be anything very conflicting. It doesn't have to be argumentative or anything like that, because who you are will stand alone by itself without all of that. And you leaving them alone and letting them know this is more than enough. But men also have a degree of submission as well. So before I get into that, let me go back up to the chat, because I don't want to get to the end of the stream and I missed everything in the chat room. So I've just woken up. You guys, her voice is so soothing. Oh, thank you, Mahogany Roots. Thank you, Sunshine. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Don't get married if you don't want to submit. That's my little hand clap. I concur with that. Submissiveness is awesome. It makes your relationship stronger. Right. I'm so traditional and masculine that I am my dad. I'm a dying breed that goes unappreciated until you meet the right one. Learn to use it and learn knives, swords, and machete. Facts, Miss Gigi. You know what? I work with primary white females, and almost all of them are gun owners. Real talk. Facts, Mahogany. They've been going to the range with their father since they were little. They've been going to the range with their fathers since they were little. Good morning, real talk. How's it going? Oh, my man loves me when he asks if I've eaten. Okay. And because he wants you to eat, right, Miss Gigi? I'm just like my pops. Yes. Okay. Yes. I recently had the honor. I recently had the honor of speaking to Complex Design's father on the phone. And listening to how Complex Design interacts with his father, like you can tell a lot about Complex even more. And y'all know that Complex Design is one of my favorite people, right? On YouTube, right? But you can tell through their interactions much more of why and how Complex Design is how and who he is. Okay, so it's going okay. Up running errands, then home to eat breakfast. How about okay? Yeah, so they're talking to each other. Some want to get married. Some want to get married. Some women want to get married just to say, I am married. Bingo, health weight and real talk. Just to say I'm married. Just for the status. That status doesn't mean anything without the connection. It doesn't. And that is terrible, ladies. That says a lot about who you are as a person and as a woman. You don't like your own company, or you're just afraid of being alone. Mika B. Hey, Mika B. Thirst trapping and wrench popping. They told me this. Yes, wants me healthy. He's cool. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm caught up. You all were doing a lot of talking to each other. And by the way, I really do appreciate you all's engagement with me and engagement with everyone else. I dropped a link not too long ago about coffee. Also, if you are a coffee lover, I want to tell you about Darren's Coffee. First of all, it is a black-owned business, but that's not the so what? Because you can be a black-owned business and be terrible, right? But so that's not the case. Not only is it a black-owned business, but this coffee is amazing. When I tell you it's amazing, this coffee is amazing. So I'm gonna drop the link again in the chat. I told him that I was going to be promoting this coffee like a madhouse. So yes, there's a link. If you like coffee, if you are a coffee lover, now I'm going to tell you that Darren's Coffee is for your coffee lovers because real coffee lovers respect and know a good brew. It's not just about the flavor that comes with enhancers or with you burning coffee. No shade towards the stars. I'm just saying. So let me give this plug. Darren's coffee is very rich and it is very smooth. I can easily drink it cup after cup. Therefore, I do not make too much because I should not drink that much coffee back to back. But it is a beautiful coffee. That's okay. She said, sorry, I'm a tea connoisseur. It's okay. Let me go back to the chat really quick and then I'm going to talk about men's submission. They need the status, not the love and teamwork. That is why they are miserable. Right. I'm in Starbucks all the way, but I might have to check them out. Please check them out, Mika B. I'm not a coffee lover. It makes me go to the bathroom. Sorry, Tim. Sunshine. That's the effect it has on a lot of people. And you could have said much more. So we thank you for still being decent. Okay, so about men submitting. If you are someone who is spiritually inclined as a woman, and first of all, if you're spiritually inclined as a woman, you definitely should desire a man for you to submit to. If you claim any affiliation and any sincere faith, and you do not believe in submission, you are totally out of order. You are out of order with your own faith. And that's very telling about your relationship with the Most High. Because if you cannot submit to the Most High, you will not submit to a human being, to a man. Sunshine, peoples, and fam, thank you, darling. You have a wonderful day. I appreciate you for coming through. Did I see Jack Spade? No submission. Your essence ain't a part of my mission, Jack. Welcome, Jack Spade. So, men, you can't have the only thing you want, or your only reason for a woman to submit to you is because you are a man. Good morning, Talia. Good morning, Talia. Good morning. So, back to superficial. As a man, if the only thing you bring to the table while you're wanting a woman to submit to you is your looks, your money, or resources, and your peace. What can I call your peace this morning and be decent? Um, Eggplant? I don't want to say eggplant. We're gonna call it the centerpiece. Yes, I like that. Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it. And your centerpiece. I did. So, okay, if that's, I know I did to a pass. I was, um, so exactly, Monica Mo, exactly. So, if you want a woman to submit to you, you have to be bringing more to the table besides the fact that you're a man, besides your job or career, your money, your resources, and besides your centerpiece. Okay, so it definitely helps if you are a man of faith and you show that you have submission to the Most High. You're not just out here on a whim, living life any kind of way you want to live it, with no recourse, with no regards of consequences, or with no regards of humanity or other people. You're just like a wild animal, and you want a woman to submit to you just because while you are a wild animal. Okay, not if you have any sort of spiritual affiliation. But if you don't have a spiritual affiliation, Monica Mo Justice, you know what? Honestly, I don't know any husbands around me that will complain about a woman not about his wife not being submissive. Isn't that ironic, right? Like there is the submission. Like you can't have it without submission. You just can't. Unless 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 and there are some cases of this, unless the man lets the woman run the house. Now, I don't know many American black men that want to let the woman, run the house. I'm still for marriage type. I just don't know it's compatible with people today. The fact people, let me read this, Lord. Y'all, please forgive me for reading through the comments and the chat room very fast. I know my words run together when I do that. So please forgive me. I'm still for marriage type unions. I just don't know it's compatible with people today. The fact people have an issue with submitting, right? Boyfriends are complaining, roommates are complaining, but not husbands based on my experience. Right. And the thing is, like Monica, is if a young lady or a woman can't complain while dating, how, are they going to be able to get it together for marriage? It's like thinking they have to wait for the ring first. Now, hold on. Now, let me say this too. No one wants to be giving up everything in the dating stage and the early relationship stage, like where when you get married, there's nothing left. I'm definitely not saying that. But I am saying that you don't wait to decide to be submissive as a woman. You don't wait to decide that you're going to be submissive. once you get married, after the ceremony. A man, you don't wait to decide to be a provider and a protector after the ceremony. That's not a decision that you make after the fact. That's a decision that you make in that beforehand, before that comes together. Let me go back through the comment. Actual husbands can provide. If I ever jump the broom, I will totally submit to that lucky man. Mika B, I am with you on that like 100%. Let me tell you. And here's something else, right? I know this is a conversation that I have had with some women and some younger ladies, right? And that is, what do you do with your career? What do you do with your own goals and your purpose as a woman when you marry a man and you submit to that man? Why do you have to give up? If he wants you to give up your career, if he wants you to stay at home, why do you have to give that up? Because he wants you to stay at home. Ladies, one of the best things, one of the best things your husband, your man can do for you is to bring you back home. I understand when you're single and you have your passion, you're on a purpose and you have a career and things that you love. Like, I totally get that. I totally understand. Exactly. You can still have your own purpose. Exactly. But when it comes to becoming one, and that's the key word, mahogany, compromise. When it comes to being one, for the man to be the head, if you want him to be the leader, I don't think some women want a man to be the leader. If you honestly don't want your man to be a leader, or you don't even want a man, definitely this conversation is not about you. It's not about you. It's not for you, and you might as well just go ahead and just exit this stream and go find something else to go do with your time, because, this is not for you. Oh, and by the way, this conversation and this stream is also for heterosexuals. This stream is for the man and for a woman, for a man and woman, a male and female, a natural born male and a natural born female. This conversation, this stream is for us. Thank you. So, where was I before I got distracted with that, y'all? Oh. Leadership stand up. Okay, yes. Yes, six-figure days. Yes, honey, yes. So, one of the best that they can do, though, is to bring you home. Whatever you're doing before you come together, you have to be willing to negotiate and compromise and understand that what you were doing was for you. For you. For you, you. It was all about you. It was for you, and you can do that. But in order for the man to be the leader, to be the provider, you have to allow your purpose, your goals, all of that to submit to his. In some cases, that might mean putting what you're doing on a back burner. It may mean putting it off. In some cases, it may mean letting it go. But if what you want to do, if what you're already doing is more important to you than that man, then you go ahead and have that. This is not a case of I get to have my cake and eat it too. His vision, his purpose, what he's doing becomes the priority in order for him to lead, be the head, provide, and protect. And one of the best things I say again that they can do for you, for us, is to bring us back home. So you can do your best work nurturing your household and nurturing him, keeping him inspired, making sure that the household atmosphere is one of peace. It's a place of refuge for him for when he goes out there and gets beat up by the world. Because I will tell you in a minute, I tell a man in a minute, Miss Rain and Woman has no plans, no desire to be out here on the battlefield. None. I don't want to go get beat up by the world. I have zero desire on being beat up by the world. I have zero interest in being beaten up by the world. I don't need that battle. I'm good. I'm straight. Look, I would like to let me just wake up, put on my dress, do my hair, put on makeup if I want to, if you like, clean the house, feed you, make sure you good, make sure you're good, all of your pieces, everything is good. Go out in the community, do some community work, take what we have, double it up, be out here with investing and things like that. I'm good. You do all the tough stuff. I'm straight with that. I'll support all your toughness. I'm here for it. I'm here to support them. When you're not, as women, when we're not out here competing unnecessarily with different things, with different positions against men and women, we're not out here having to worry about or be concerned with what the boss men say. Am I going to be fraternized with? Am I going to have to go into the office and I have to worry about, is my skirt too short, my skirt too long? Are they looking at me this way? They want me to do this, they want me to do that. When you don't have to worry about all that in traffic, trying to apply your mascara, don't listen to this stream and act like this not you because it's somebody that does that I'm talking to and I've done it too. Okay, I'm guilty, raising my hand, I'm guilty, I've done it. Okay, so when we don't have to be out here doing that, that allows us to marinate more in our natural energy, our natural feminine. You did it before. Stop it, Mika B. Stop trying to be a Miss Goody Two Shoes in my chat room. I'll take your wrench. Don't make me take your wrench, Mika. Trying to be a goody two shoes in my chat room. Oh, okay. She don't wear makeup at look. Mika B doesn't wear makeup at all. I wear it occasionally. I do. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I do. I wear it occasionally. So if you're that, our energy is a lot better. Here, marinating. Okay. Scurry through the lanes, right on speakerphone, talking about some hold on. And in Texas, y'all, Texas traffic, especially Houston and Dallas, our traffic is so bad. It is bad, y'all, bad. Oh my goodness. So, you got to be really careful about that. You may have to leave home a little early. And we always running late. But all of that, that's more energy that we can give him. And that's more of our feminine energy that others can benefit from. Just from us marinating in y'all. That gives us more time to meditate, more time to be in nature. Y'all. Everybody feels good about being around true feminine energy. When I say everybody, everybody. That soft energy, that smooth energy, everybody loves that energy. Everybody. Everybody. And it makes your man want to come home more. Now, I'm not saying he's not going, there's not sometimes he's not going to want to, get out on his own and be, go do man stuff because he will. And you should want him to do man stuff. You want to go do woman stuff. But it just makes your environment so much better. But if you have to work and want to work, the thing is too is you don't put your work and what you're doing over him, and you don't put your work and what you're doing over your household. Your man and your household always comes first. No matter what, your man and your household always comes first. And when you put your man, you put the household first, guess what? Actually, they will not hesitate to put you on a pedestal and have you going out there doing stuff for yourself as well. Because you take care of them, they will take care of you. But if you make it sound like a task, if you complain about it, if you make it sound, if you're all disgruntled, then guess what? That's what you're going to get back. Yes, Monica Mo, I am sure about that. I am sure about that. The only people that won't appreciate the energy, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. The only people that won't appreciate the energy are the females who do not operate fully in their feminine energy. They will more than likely hate on your energy, but more than likely you won't be around them that much either. Our lives have to be in synergy, whether your work or not is neither here nor there. If it doesn't disrupt a peaceful home, then it's not an issue. Exactly, complex design. And that is why you gotta go. Peace. Have a good day. Have a real talk. All those conversations need to be had. Exactly. All these conversations need to be had before marriage. Because some men don't want their women to work and some do. Some don't care one way or the other. But submission, a part of submission is understanding that before the ring. Being on the same page before the ring, before the ceremony. Excuse me. I'm going to reread what Complex Design said because this ties into what I'm saying and is key. Our lifestyles have to be in synergy. Whether you work or not is neither here nor there. If it doesn't disrupt a peaceful home, then it's not an issue. So, for the ladies that want to lead, you want to lead with your degrees, you want to lead with your careers. Every time you decide to lead with your degrees and lead with your careers and lead with what you do, you put all of that before him. And when you put that before him, that makes him least likely to desire to be a provider and a protector. It sounds more and more like you have an unwillingness to submit because you're just trying to show up. Now, there's nothing wrong with being proud and being confident with what you do. Because as individuals, is whether no matter our age, as individuals, you should be proud of the things that you accomplish in life and your goals. You should be proud of the things and be confident in things that you know that you got in the bag. Like if you know that you went to acquire a certain skill and you've mastered that thing, Well, but yeah, but yeah, you should feel proud. You should feel confident. You just don't rub your confidence and your pride in your man's face and in your man's space. So, y'all, that's actually all that I have on this topic. So, once again, I completely concur with what Fantasia said. But also, what I'm going to do before I go is I'm going to play the video in the back of what both her and her husband said. So give me a second to pull that up, and while I pull it up, I'll play something else. I'll give you something else. Hold on a second here. Okay, so I found it. Hold on a second. So I'm gonna let it play in the background. Fair usage, fair rights usage. I do not own this. And this actually is a portion that I'm getting from Daytime Tea Time. And if you all have not subscribed to her channel or don't know who she is, I just simply love her. I love her commentary. Daytime Tea Time. So let me let it play from this part. And her husband, Kendall Taylor, had to say, check this out, and then we'll come back with some more. Yeah. So when I got back home, he had kind of said something that piggybacked on what I was saying, and I thought it was so dope coming from the male perspective that I felt like the male and the female should hear. So here's the issue. Submission is supposed to be a beautiful song and dance between two lovers. What's happened is men have abused that power. Again, they've abused that gift. And we have been misled to think that it's something where it's a dominant spirit. And we own every decision, we dictate everything, we rule with our iron fist. First of all, that's not love. What happens is, in my marriage, let me not speak for everybody, in my marriage, I submit daily to the Most High. I stay in my scriptures. I continue to feed myself with things that help me build my character, to reshape my perspective that was messed up in the streets and dealing with different propaganda and programming and things like that, so I can talk to my wife from a pure position.
So when I do that, she sees me and she witnesses over time that it's an authentic demonstration. Her heart is moved and softened and compelled to submit to me. Yeah. What does that look like? That doesn't mean that I dictate any decision. I don't walk around the house saying what we're going to spend, how we're going to do it. We talk and we build. And I consider everything that's on her heart, her perspective, her position, her philosophy. I carefully weave that into my philosophy to figure out what's the best move for this family, keeping all of that in mind. Now, the moment I start to step outside of righteousness and I start to move from a place of emotion instead of analytics, she has every right to snatch that back because submission is a gift. Mm-hmm. When she sees me laying at the foot of the Father, she has no reason to withhold that from me. Mm-hmm. The problem is this: men are not found in positions of leadership handling it with integrity. How you gonna lead your wife if you can't balance the checkbook? If you don't know what's going on in the stock market, you don't have a sound understanding of the finances, you can't create a budget, you don't understand what's going on in the educational system in your community that's impacting your kids. In order to lead, you gotta be so far ahead of your family that by the time it comes to you with a situation or a problem, you already dive into it, done your due diligence so that you can give leadership. You don't lead from your genitals. You lead from a gentle place of understanding. And the more she trusts, the more she can let go of things that she don't have to deal with and focus on the things that edify her. It ain't about money. We both hustlers. It's not about a dollar for dollar thing because we're one unit. Yeah. If I fall, she falls. If she falls, I fall. Submission is solely about trust.
I think when women hear the word submission, they're like, what? Yeah. But my husband, like you said, to piggyback off what you just said, it was what demonstrated. You know what I mean? Like, if you come in and say, all right, like you said, the budget is this, for that, this, and the third. I watched how he did things. I watched how he budgeted. I watched him. And then I slowly became him. And I submitted. Yeah, now I think I'm more frugal than him. And that's not even being like, gotta frugal because we don't have it. It's just being smart. And the word, you dig deep in the word with your partner, and you'll start to see a lot of things that we're talking about. But yeah, I like that you broke that down because I'm a very strong woman. I like what I like. I'm very strong. But when it comes to allowing him to cover and lead this home, I sit back and allow him to do that, and it makes me better.
Lead by example. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you want your wife to be humble, walk in humility. If you want your wife to forgive, you be quick to forgive. If you want your wife to consider, following you down a specific path, prove to her that you got the blueprint and she's not following you to some unknown destination. My wife don't have to follow anything she don't see me demonstrate. Mm-hmm. So master the thing before you go out and try to teach it. It's like sometimes you see cats as soon as they get a book and read something, you start running trying to teach people on it, but you haven't applied it and gone through proving grounds of being able to master that information yourself. So leadership is a forward-thinking thing. And when you do that, women's natural instinct is going to be to trust, to be able to submit their hearts, but again, it's not a dominant thing. No. And I want my wife covered with me because if something ever happens to me, she don't have a conversation. If something ever happens to me, she needs to know how to get that back. She needs to understand where the money's at. She needs to know how to ask the right questions. I ain't telling you to ask me right now. You tell her what belongs to you. She can't do that if I'm controlling anything. So my wife needs to be a direct female reflection of the man that I am.
Come on now. I always say that the wise woman once told me, the older woman used to tell me stuff, right? Is the woman is the neck and the man is the head. And without the neck, the head can't move.
Two heads are just a head, but see how that works.
So yeah. And I'm gonna end it with this. Be perfect. We ain't trying to be perfect. We still growing. And we just want to share that with all those out there that's still growing and want.
And get clarity. I'm trying to twist my wife's words up at the end of the day because I'm proud of her stand. And whatever to them. At the end of the day, we want to make sure there's clarity to what she said and the understanding and be able to hear the force behind what she's saying. So it don't get tangled and twisted. It ain't for everybody. Do your thing. But for women out there who truly desire that and men who want to step up to the call, we just want to take time out, make sure we bring clarity to our demonstration. I hope that it's fruit for you in your life. And watch how God bless. Straight like that. Okay.
everyone. So we heard it, I love that her husband came and added his part. I mean, it was really flawless. And I'm going to actually drop the link also to Daytime Tea Times video. Oops. Oops. So that is the link to Daytime Tea Times video with Candace. So that's pretty much it, everyone. I want to thank all of you for stopping by, coming through. Those are my thoughts. So this has been the episode of part of my new series that I'm working on, which is My Coffee is Black, talking about the heterosexual and the heterosexual relationships, and making us better. So for the American black male and the American black woman.
So in love, so in love. Only in my dreams she comes to see me. Only in my dreams she comes to me. Strangers and blessings I look forward to sleeping.
Thank you for coming, everyone.
So that I may see
Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
we make love out of smiles. I love the way your hips sway when you sing summer breeze. High from above, I hear angels sing to us. She looks at me and says, dreams to me are my reality. And the love I feel has got to be real. Even though I'm in love with a fantasy, I never change the way I feel. Today she held my hands as we slowed down the Milky Way shore. Using our minds, we fly to another space and time. Then we took a swim through an ocean of rainbows. And it feels so good to have moves my only in my dreams she comes to see me. Only in my dreams she belongs to me. The strangers that may seem I look forward to sleeping. So that I may see her again. Dreams to me are my reality. All this love I feel has got to be real. Even though I'm in love with a fantasy, I never change the way I feel. Yeah, you can call me crazy. You can call me crazy. Living in my dreams. No, I